Here we go again. We're all going to die. We're all going to die. Here's a typical page talking about it. They got a little confused. It says, in less than a week, 4 swarms of more than 120 earthquakes shook Mount St. Helens. That could mean that it's 120 total, 120 each set, but then they say 120 times within a week. The swarms are told by the scientists to be evidence that the volcano is still active. Really? Never noticed that. Okay, let's talk about another time this happened. Swarm of earthquakes. Past 8 weeks, that's 2 months to you and me, 130 small earthquakes have been trembling beneath the surface of Mount St. Helens. Now, I'm going to clue you in on something. That works out to about 65 per month. The average is 75. So back then, this was being touted as by CNN's reporter Madison Park as something newsworthy when it was actually a reduction in the number of earthquakes per average. I don't know if anybody's noticed this, but when you look up the subject, nobody just puts up the average at 75 earthquakes per month. For some reason, I guess knowing that might screw things up. But let's go back and look at this. So we got a peak going on of 120 times within a week. That's 240, 480. Okay, that works out to like 6 or 7 times normal. Okay, all right. Let's look here. This is the image I made in May because of that stupid story where they got it below average and talked about it. But let's talk about the other times the Earth came to an end, at least for everybody in Oregon, where I'm at. Yeah, that's 1996, 1998, something like that. Yeah, there was a huge peak there. It was at 600 earthquakes per month. The eruption was 1,000 per month, approximately. It was like 900 something. Well, whoa. Hell, wait, 2006. Why didn't the world come to an end then? It was actually higher. Yeah, statistics are fun. Anyway, the upper left-hand one is number of earthquakes per day at 6,000 per month, if you work it out that way, mathematically, if you sit there from March 1980. Yeah. The 75 average was at the 20th of that month, approximately, or was it the 21st? The day before, everything blew, right? And then there's, let's see, 21st, 22nd, 23rd, 24th, 25th, and then 1 p.m., way over there, number of earthquakes per hour worked out to 25,000 per month. So we got some different numbers here. So the average has been 75 per month, but right at the earthquake, right at the time when things were hitting the fan, it was 200 per day, upwards of 800 per day, or 25,000 per month, just before an earthquake, just before the eruption happened. So when we get 75 average and you get a news story in May by CNN talking about how it being below average is somehow something to worry about because it's a swarm, this is when you actually have to say that CNN was on a slow news day and needed to talk about something apocalyptic to get people's attention, because no one cares. Unless they're running a story about the world coming to an end, they don't get views. Sounds a lot like YouTube. So let's look at this here. This is the panicky imaging I did from grabbing chart data. There's a link of PNSN.org, Volcanoes, Mount St. Helens, Seismicity. I'll try to leave a link below to that. And that one shows up to that day. And you may have noticed the spikes are the same. Now look at the red line, the panicky line. When I remove it, it doesn't look so panicky. But anyway, number of located earthquakes per day, black spikes. 666 per hour, 16 per day peak, 480 per month, versus half per day average. So the peak at 480, oh my God. But yeah, but we still, wait a minute. We have to go back again. And look at all those spikes in 2006. Why didn't the world come to an end? That's because it doesn't. Anyway, this is the current one. Look at that big damn spike right there. Look at that big SOB right there. Oh yeah. Yeah, the red line is a cumulative line. It's called the freak you out and scare you line. 800 earthquakes per month, up to 1,000 during the eruption for a month. Average income for a month gives you the information. But look at that spike, 1996, between 1996 and 2001. Nobody talks about that when the world came to an end. Anyway, anybody who wants to look this up, you can look up these images too. I'm going to leave all the links below. And I made an estimate before. Let's see if I can get that on the screen. So yeah, Cascadia Rising was the last beam. I'm going to stick it in this one too. 120 quake swarm. That's 17 quakes per day, compared to the god-awful thing that actually happened. Anyway, there's your timeline. But I predicted on that day that bubble-headed, bleach blonde Lisa Haven, who said FEMA ignored her, because of course she's full of it, that she'd bring this up again. And you know what? She did it again. She posted a little bit earlier than that, a cryptic 1974 prophecy. I bet she recycles this too. And you know what? She did. I was right. Soul Deceiver Lynn Leah's just reposted this again, just like everybody else did. The word swarm comes up in search engine rankings. It will happen. A swarm just means a cluster. It could be a swarm of 5. It just means to happen in a cluster in an area or some other thing. You might want to look it up. I'll have the links below, along with a bunch of others. Look, this doesn't mean that Mount St. Helens is going to blow. It means it's having yet another burst of activity. Dabu reposted the Cascadia Rising meme announcement as well. Lots of the stuff keeps happening. So, really, that's all there is to it. There's not much to it. You can look at the past and not repeat it. And at least this time it's a higher rate, but it's nowhere near what happened right before the eruption or during any of the other eruptions. The worst that'll happen is we'll have a dome build up, or maybe it will actually erupt. But every time it's erupted since then, yes, it has. It's erupted since then. It just made the dome build bigger, or put some lava out, or just released steam. It's not going to blow up the same way. But hey, take it as you like. Thanks for watching. Have a good day. Good luck with that.